That problem, boys?
Todd Hewitt. I'm Todd Hewitt. I'm Todd Hewitt.
No problem.
Very clever use of your noise, son.
Mayor likes me. He thinks I'm a man.
After more than a decade of regular YA film adaptations, it takes more and more to stand apart from the pack. Chaos Walking, directed by Edge of Tomorrow's Doug Liman, has a great cast and a promising concept, but never manages to find a way to consistently make them work towards telling an interesting story. Chaos Walking adapts the first novel in Patrick Ness's series of the same name and centers on Todd Hewitt, a teen raised on the colony planet New World. Living on this alien planet comes with one hell of a caveat if you're male. Men on New World become afflicted by noise, a condition which externally manifests their every thought for all to see and hear. Some men are able to channel their thoughts/noise into flashy mirages, and Todd's showing promise in this regard. Only the dastardly Mayor Prentice is able to completely control his noise, even suppress it at will, and he uses that advantage to exert absolute authority over New World's seemingly lone settlement, Prentice Town. When Viola, a scout for the next wave of New World settlers, crashes in the jungle, Todd decides to risk his life for the first girl he's ever met, and the two go on a journey to help Viola contact her crew. For those who haven't read Ness's novels, the big draw will be Tom Holland and Daisy Ridley leading the cast. With Chaos Walking having filmed just after Holland and Ridley's big breaks as Marvel's Peter Parker and Star Wars' Rey, respectively, it's clear that Kevin Feige and J.J. Abrams knew how to play off their strengths better than the filmmakers here did. Neither Holland's charm or Ridley's intensity get much of a chance to shine. Instead, Holland and Ridley play things incredibly straight for the most part. The pair do come to life a little more when the script calls for comedy, but these moments are few and far between.
What are you doing?
I'm sorry.
Considering she's almost the only female character, Viola in particular feels woefully underdrawn. Todd spends a lot more time lamenting that he can't hear Viola's thoughts than actually asking her what she's thinking.
Strange to see everything you're thinking.
You know, it's strange for me too, not knowing what's going on in your head. I mean, I don't know, you might not like my dog, or you want to hit me over the head with a rock or something.
So, by the time the movie gets around to its ho-hum conclusion, it feels like we barely know one of our leads. Chaos Walking hangs a lot of its hopes on the sci-fi hook at its story's center, but it's a burden too heavy for the noise to bear. In the film's first act, much time is spent showing the audience how the noise affects everyday life in Prentice Town, chiefly through Todd's racing teen brain as he analyzes the world around him.
Whoa, stop! Don't come any closer. It's a girl. Girl. Oh my gosh, girl.
The staccato, bass observations that Todd's noise make border on I Love Lamp levels of cognitive depth and grow old quick.
I am Todd Hewitt. Be a man. Fight. Be quiet.
The constant barrage of noise borders on disorienting early on, which ironically undermines key demonstrations about how the noise works, like when Todd uses it to conjure a snake to scare his rival.
Snake.
Cocky little son of a...
Snake.
Once Daisy Ridley's Viola enters the picture and separates Todd from the chaos in Prentice Town, the noise becomes far more palatable. The occasional clever gag aside, the noise too often feels unbound by rules or consistency. It stretches credulity that men so used to noise as a daily part of life could be so easily tricked by others using it against them. The less than stellar visual effects that bring the aura-like noise to life don't help. Worst of all, the noise is rarely used effectively in furthering Chaos Walking's stories or themes. It's perhaps Chaos Walking's worst miscalculation. The potential of the noise as a narrative device ends up being a lot more interesting than the formulaic plot and action scenes that relegate it to window dressing. As a side effect of releasing years after completing principal photography, Chaos Walking does benefit from having a cast this production probably wouldn't be able to assemble if it were made in 2021. On top of Tom Holland and Daisy Ridley, pro-villain actor Mads Mikkelsen has fun lending his signature creepiness to Mayor Prentice, who bombs around in an absurdly garish fur coat with a Freudian minefield of a gun holstered directly in the middle of his belt. As stated, subtlety is not Chaos Walking's strong suit. David Oyelowo, Cynthia Erivo, Damian Bashir, and Nick Jonas round out the supporting roster. And there's a definite sense that everyone's trying to make their parts work, but the script doesn't give the rest of the cast many memorable moments.
Do you know where you're going, though?
Yeah, definitely. Maybe.
Chaos Walking doesn't do nearly enough to take advantage of its talented cast or the thematically ripe noise which plagues the men of its world. Tom Holland and Daisy Ridley could have been a compelling duo, but they aren't supported by a creative team that can get on the same page about what the focus of the movie should be. With its charms few and far between, Chaos Walking is a tough sell to anyone but fans of the novel. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out some of our other recent reviews, and as always, be sure to follow and subscribe to IGN wherever you like to watch.